Welcome to SFLiberalBuzz, and we are here at the second show post-election, and I've got LU here to help us break it down. We've got a lot going on with the cannabis community. The compassionate community has suffered a minor blow, but we expected it. It's the industry folks are in charge of City Hall. City Hall is owned by money interests, it seems, especially with cannabis these days. It's nothing different with cannabis or other issues. They're just, if you've got money, you've got your way. So with that, I want to thank you all for voting. Those of you who voted and those of you who did, shame on you. And I'm very sorry about the tech worker found in the Bay, but many people are found or missing and nobody really cares or talks about it on TV, so it's just a note.
Just because the guy was a techie, he shouldn't be ignored. He was a human being.
Yes, he was. And let's see, the future of the net neutrality. Now, that was a hearing, and so watch for that. There's some things coming on about that. And there's a net neutrality hearing at City Hall, and we want to pressure Tom Wheeland of the FCC, and because they actually want to parse the internet, fast and slow lanes. You've probably heard about it. So if you can, show up at that, or Google it. I don't have the information of when they're meeting, but they'll be meeting soon at City Hall for the net neutrality, to urge the government to.
If you don't Google, Bing it.
Yeah, to go along with Obama's request as his lame duck term. I don't like to call it that, but he's doing things to...
It technically is a lame duck session, right?
Yes, it is. But Clinton was trying to play that word down, and there's a $100 fine for using a vapor pen that isn't tobacco.
So what happens if you're caught using one of these in a no tobacco zone area? It's a $100 fine, and many medical cannabis patients are limited income and cannot afford that.
Federally, now our main story I was going to talk about is yesterday I went to City Hall and sat through a hearing because Divinity Tree wants to get their license back, their permit back. They went to the appeals board to get their permit granted, and of course it was denied by a 3-to-1 vote, and Commissioner Fong voted yes to reinstate the permit.
We should at least let the people know exactly why they closed in the first place.
Well, they were closed by the federal government. Our federally closed MCDs should be reopened, and the appeals board voted 3-to-1 to deny permitted compassionate MCDs, despite Jane Kim promising to reopen them. And she has no support from the other progressives really on the board. They've left her to do it alone, pretty much. Not many progressives are picking up the torch to help us.
Well, Divinity Tree used to be located within the 1,000 feet federal mandated area.
Yes.
And the federal government said, hey, you're within this restriction. You need to close down. You have to close down. So they decided to abide by federal regulations and not abandon their permit. The permit was basically pulled for them by the federal government, saying you have to close.
And they were trying to change it from 1,000 feet to 600 feet of a school. And so they wanted to get the permit reinstated. Now, I've got something from Shona, a statement from Shona. I often have her on the show, but she has a continued update on San Francisco medical cannabis. The city needs to implement priority for federal shuttered compassionate MCDs and establish coexistence with the more commercial outlets. There's a need for both, but one model can't be allowed to be predatory towards authentic patient-run collectives using city departments and political connections behind the scenes to cut out their competition, because that's what's happening. We weren't, the dispensaries that give away cannabis are actually not being permitted as much. Like Bach, they're having more trouble getting their permit. They keep continuing it. So, and this is a pattern. It's a pattern from even HopeNet that used to give away medicine, and they were one of the first ones to shut. They gave away the most medicine, and they were one of the first ones to shut when the feds were doing their little crackdown around election time. So, anyway, save that when you can apply for adult commercial use permits for profit pot stores should exist, but they should not be allowed to kill off patient safe access centers. There were some wins. because Supervisor Jane Kim is having our backs here. She's supporting compassionate care, and she supports her from the fellow Cannabis Task Force member David Goldman, who he's gonna be on an upcoming show. I did a video of him at the Harvey Milk Club along with Tim Redmond, so I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. And so let's get through the rest of this. David Goldman and Union Rep Ed Breslin, Unity is forming to get our compassionate-based providers' doors back open from our most recent battle with the federal government and establish protections for the kind and giving. And coexist, be patient, be pro-choice. So there's that. I'm going to get through Twitter, and then LU wants to have some tweets as well and some issues to get through. And I want to have one.
So do you want to do the Twitter right now, or do you still want to do the
yeah, I was gonna
news here?
I want to say one thing about Mark Leno running for mayor. Now, we know Mark Leno hasn't formally announced it yet, but there's word about it. Now, there's going to be, I don't want a lot of progressives all running for mayor at once, you know? Like, in 2007, nobody wanted to run against Gavin Newsom because of, you know, his working with the LGBT community and the marriage issue. So when
People still try to run against him.
they did, but nobody that was electable. You had a guy wearing an anatomically correct apron, you know, and nothing else, and a clown that would stand with his little compulsion to rock back and forth as he talked the entire time. And there were just people that just didn't have any money or backing or anything, you know. So we want to remind folks, friends don't let friends run for don't cloud up the race with too many progressives here. Now, we had Tim Redmond at the Harvey Milk Club regarding get out the progressive voter strategies. And one of the strategies he talked about was to get out the early vote, because a lot of the progressives often vote early, and we lost a lot of a lot of progressive candidates if they don't get their they get out on election day, but they're not as strong on early voting. And he had a lot to say about that, so I would recommend you watch the video or check it out on the upcoming Axis of Love show. It'll be in December, every Friday at 6 p.m. on channel 29. So there'll be 2 episodes of that. And the man, I don't know, you've probably seen this story. The guy that got locked up for 35 years for using his dad's tools, fell LSD to two guards in one escape attempt. Stay out of Florida.
I'm laughing because of the LSD and the coffee.
Yes.
Technically, the gentleman already served his time for the alleged theft of the tools. The only thing he's wanted for is multiple escape attempts. That's the only thing he's serving his time for.
So, yeah, there's a story about it. It's pretty hair-raising. 35 years, that's a long time. I saw it on Democracy Now! I love that show. It's a good show. Greedy lawmakers, lobbyists, remember, cannabis isn't legal unless people can grow their own. Trust the herb, not pharmaceutical dopes, pharmaceutical companies. I was just venting one night. And Leno to challenge your SF Mayor Lee in November. Of course, that's old news. NSA surveillance reform bill dies in the Senate so that massive data collection can continue thanks to the GOP. And Mitch McConnell, you could hear him talking about, oh, we're going to be attacked, you know, the usual fear-mongering, got to tap everybody's phone all the time, you know. Marijuana kills brain cancer, new study confirms. So Brittany Maynard, the one that ended her life, I'm sorry that she didn't try cannabis oil, at least try it, you know. I'm not saying it would have worked for her, but gosh, I wish she would have tried it. You know, and I hope nobody copies her. It's a bad idea that euthanasia stuff just, you know, now that we know cannabis does so much good, you know, it's worth a try most of the time. At least to make the way more comfy. Durban poison, my favorite strain. Cannabis extract, another about brain cancer tumors. There's another article about it, very informative. Changes coming in the cannabis market in Colorado. Taxes and talk of discontinuing medical cannabis, and that's very bad. An unsmiley face from that. And okay, so that was last show we had. It made the news. the very next day, Kathy McCowan was on Channel 4, so I sent them a link to that. The Ugly, the Bad, and the Good election analysis with Barry Hermanson. That was on an upcoming show of Access. Hope you can check it out. Barry Hermanson will be talking about strategies too, as well as Tim Redmond. And they're both very interesting. Spain confirms cannabis oil cures cancer. More evidence of the goodness of cannabis and benefits. Oh, this is a funny story. The American Bible thumper traveled to Scandinavia, freaks out after discovering how secular they are, and wait till he sees the nude sunbathers.
You mean somebody actually went traveling without consulting the country's website to find out exactly what the culture's like? Wow.
Well, he probably was looking for white people, you know? Surprise, surprise. And we're not as racist over in Scandinavia as they are here. Probably not at all, hopefully. And 90 pounds of cocaine found on a cargo ship owned by anti-drug senator's family, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell. So where'd that story go? Huh? Anybody hear that story lately? Huh? Crickets? Yeah, I thought so. And the 33.67 billion spent on the 2014 midterm election. I mean, massive amounts of campaign stuff. I got so much I was going to carry it into the studio, but it's just too heavy. So, go privatize. They want to privatize the post office. I'm just mad about it. Instead of yelling at the TV, I have this show. So, and the election results, I've got those, and you probably got them, and everybody's seen them and sick of looking at them by now. And a judge in California is examining the legality of America's marijuana laws and in the heroin meth category. Well, this is good because we don't want the cannabis to be in the meth and heroin category as a dangerous drug. So, there's that on this descheduled cannabis. And so I'm just getting to my election stuff, so let's get to LU. We'll do yours next.
Okay, let me just play some musical chairs without music playing here.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you've got something wrapped around here.
Oh, there we go. Let's see. People get a parking ticket in San Francisco can now avoid the queue and go online to protest a citation. Yes, this is true. If you get a parking ticket in San Francisco, you don't have to worry about waiting in line to try to contest your ticket. You can actually go online and do this. Thank you, City of San Francisco. Thank you, Supervisor Jane Kim.
Yay.
And the cheapest rent in San Francisco. Check this out. This is from the Central City Extra, $8.99. Can you believe this? $8.99. Junior one-bedroom apartment at the Wilson Building. This is below market rate. So rent is coming down in San Francisco slowly. This is a private investor, not a non-profit, big-time corporation. So, and hello, San Francisco. Human poop powered bus hits UK roads. Yes.
Ho-ho!
Human poop is a main source of methane, and methane is a great fuel source. So in the UK, they decided to have a bus powered by human poop. And it also does recycled food products as well.
I used to see a truck right around in Oakland that had a little smokestack coming off of it and it was driving around.
Denise, I'm not sure if you've seen this or not, but the new details are out for the Trans-American building, the 400-foot tower building. As you can see on the screen right here, it's a twisty 400-foot tower building for the new
Oh, for our Trans-Bay Terminal?
Thank you, Trans-Bay Terminal area.
Wow, it looks pretty nice. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, they are supposed to have, wrong button, sorry folks. They are supposed to have, by law, market rate, below market rate value homes for low income as well. So by San Francisco law, so.
And deeply affordable.
Yes.
Deeply affordable, I mean, you know, you can afford it if you.
I am going to skip the comic because everybody knows about the comic, but beautiful pictures here in case you want to look at this. Thank you, Joe Klosik, for these. KPIX 5 reporter Mike Sugarman was very, very ill, and he did a report that I love and thank him for this. Thank you, Mike Sugarman. He did a report that said that medical marijuana in San Francisco is not what patients believe they are. Some strains are higher, some strains are not, some have mold. For edibles, he tests the edibles, says that 100 milligrams is actually 1 milligram. Patients are not getting what they're supposed to get. And I thank Mike for doing this report. This is very important for patients. Thank you, Mike Sugarman.
Does he have a Twitter tag?
I cannot find his Twitter account, but You can also read more right here on Mike. He's also on this webpage right here on KPIX. So you can also it's also on my Twitter page. Thank you again, Mike.
Yeah, the article can be had. Follow ELIHUH
2001.
2001.
Hey, guess what? Today's Leland Denise, 66 years old. So what are you getting alleged felon for his birthday? Spell check? Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Laura Guzman from Mission Center. Today is Laura Guzman's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Laura.
She's 21 years old at heart.
Thanks for your work.
Yes. And on Sunday, the 16th, I was unable to make it, but there was a very powerful memorial service for Ted Gilkison.
Oh, I went to that.
He was the director of the Tenant Rights Association, also responsible for homes, not jails.
So much he did. He used to have bolt cutters and glue.
Yes.
And the story about the black chicken that he adopted, because he wasn't his sister, and he and his sister weren't allowed to have a dog or a cat, so they let him have chickens. And there was one that got picked on, a rooster. He was always being pecked, and he loved that rooster. So anyway.
Okay, there was an event for the neighborhood, a $10 neighborhood event where the cops and the neighborhoods got together, some peaceful events. You can read about that on the Tenderloin Police Station if you want. And right now I have Facebook news. The privacy issues. Many people are confused about privacy issues on Facebook. How do I do this? What do I not do? How do I defriend a friend? Well, Mark Zuckerberg came out with a Facebook.com/FBPrivacy. All your Facebook needs. Any question you need to know about this? Click right here on this link. There's also a site called Face Reviews. People are saying it's almost the same as Yelp, as filtered results, because Yelp has been known to filter certain reviews. People get, for instance, Joe's Crab Shack got 43 negative reviews and 15 positive reviews. They only post the positive reviews and get multiple stars. Yelp is highly manipulative. People are starting to wonder, will Face Reviews be the same as Yelp?
Oh, yeah, whitewashed.
Another story here, November 10th, police say man with no hands, no legs is armed and on the run in Florida. Was that a laugh, Denise?
I'm not.
I laughed when I read this, okay? Extraterrestrial oceanography on Saturn's moon. Hello, nerds and geeks. We are out here. Of course, not much changes away since kids babysat the parents in the 80s. You can see Teddy Ruxpin, same design, same principle. So
that was pretty cool. Teddy Ruxpin was. Ken remembers Teddy Ruxpin.
I remember Teddy Ruxpin. I love him.
He's from your era.
Your chair.
Okay. Got it.
And we have about 2 minutes show for a wrap up. Yes, I have a quick announcement to make. There is a hearing on, oh my gosh, December 2nd, 6 p.m., room 416, because the Mr. What's his name? Mr. Livingston Entertainment, Larry Livingston, at 222 Hyde Street is building a entertainment place and lights in the neighborhood. He said we would not have loud music.
Wow.
People at Faith Fools have a complaint about this because neighbors cannot sleep. They have somebody measure the noise. It's very dangerous to the environment. So please show your support for the neighborhood. His name is Larry Livingston. LarryL@gmail.com. 415-307-3255. This is him. Denise, quick announcement, 30 seconds.
Well, I want to say that please give the money to BayVac. BayVac does very unique things. This is a channel we're broadcasting on now, and their sister station, Channel 29. They've been around for 38 years. That's quite a number of years, and that would be around 1979.
About.
So 4 decades, and they've provided technical training and support to people who want to create their own media, pursue careers, and change their lives.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Oh wait, we have 2 more minutes.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Dos más.
2 minutos. Oh my gosh. Por favor.
No.
I forgot.
And so you can donate. You can go to bayvac.org and donate if you want. And if it helps kids, it helps low-income people and youth complete training in video, audio, and web design, because they're really the future is about the youth, and we've got to build up the youth. If you want to, the Chinese proverb says, if you want to plan for a year, plant a small crop. If you want to plan for 10 years, plant some trees. If you want to plan for 100 years, educate the kids. So that's what makes us unique is we've got this BAVAC that it works with low-income kids to get them ready for high-paying jobs.
I also have another support. People can also support for low-income youth kids at risk. United Playas. I do not have their website up right now, but United Playas. It's a inner-city youth organization that helps kids off the streets. They do community organizations, artwork. It's a very wonderful organization. Denise is looking up right now United Playas, so everybody can check them out. And she found the website. Woohoo! Let's everybody look at the United Playas real fast.
Yeah, here.
And while the page is loading, and the white page, yes, here we go. United Playas.
There they are. Playas with a Z.
.org.
.org.
It's a great organization. They're located in the Soma right now.
It's a violence prevention and youth development organization.
Wonderful
We provide
program.
comprehensive range of services to prepare vulnerable youth for higher education, employment, and healthy living within a safe, nurturing, and collaborative environment.
This organization works with many organizations such as Larkin Street Youth, Huckleberry. They also work with RAP. They also work with Coalition Homelessness, Poor Magazine.